Coming up on DETV News, the trial for the state auditor was set to begin this week, but it's been delayed.
Plus, the robot will see you now while you may be hearing this at your next doctor's visit.
And students from a Delaware university can now add Emmy Award winners to their resumes.
All this plus sports and weather starts now on DETV News.
Topping the news, the public corruption trial of Delaware State Auditor Kathy McGinnis. It was scheduled to start this week, but has been put on hold. We'll tell you why. Hello, and welcome to DETV News. I'm Lauren Wilson.
And I'm Matt Ford. The McGinnis trial was delayed due to a motion made by her attorney, Stephen Wood. Wood argued the state auditor's offices are in Dover, so she should be tried in Kent County versus here in Newcastle County. Based on the technicality, state prosecutors opted not to put up a fight. The state plans to present the allegations against McGinnis on Monday to a grand jury in Kent County. Prosecutors also want to select a trial jury on Monday and begin the trial the very next day, should they obtain an indictment. In October, McGinnis turned herself in after being indicted on 5 counts of criminal charges, which include 2 felonies and 3 misdemeanors. The 11-page indictment claims she hired her daughter and her daughter's friend as casual seasonal employees after firing an employee for lack of available work. She is also charged with rigging payments of a state contract to avoid scrutiny and intimidation of those who question her behavior. The delay could mean the trial may start weeks from the original date.
It was a big day for the Department of Housing and Urban Development. It commemorated a new initiative and a day of action. HUD's U.S. Secretary Marcia Fudge launched the Our Way Home initiative to boost the nation's affordable housing supply. Deputy Secretary Adrian Todman traveled to Delaware to have a discussion with state leaders about housing affordability issues.
What is possible is solving the housing affordability issue that we have today. And how it gets done is exactly what's happening here. Family by family, block by block, community by community.
The new initiative is part of the Biden-Harris administration's action plan to address the supply of housing in communities.
At HUD, this administration really believes that we have a responsibility to confront housing insecurity and help ensure access to good homes, to eliminate all forms of housing discrimination, and to build our nation's infrastructure in a way that expands equitable housing for all people.
It's all down the drain when it comes to a 20-year dispute between the city of Wilmington and the county over sewage. With a stroke of their pens, Wilmington Mayor Mike Przicki and Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer made a 10-year agreement between the two entities official. It all means that the city will begin processing county sewage at Wilmington's wastewater treatment plant located on East 12th Street and Hay Road. For years, the two governments could never work out a cost-effective plan. The mayor and the county executive credit staff from both governments for working together to come up with the new historic contract that begins January 1st of 2023. That's not the only good news. The new contract does not include any changes to sewer rates.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have an update on what the city is doing for the displaced tenants on North Adams Street.
And a local university can now add Emmy Award winning next to its title. We'll be right back after these messages.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
Hi, my name is Angela, and I am currently living with a record. Having a second chance at life is amazing to me. You know, I don't have to allow my past to dictate who I'm going to be today, and to me that's beautiful.
Now that clean slate legislation has passed in Delaware, we must ensure that the bills are effectively implemented so qualified people will get the second chance they deserve. To learn more, visit cleanslatede.org.
Welcome back. Well, this past Memorial Day weekend was scorching hot, but hopefully a little bit cooler this summer. What do you think, Shakira? What's going on?
Yes, Matt, it was definitely a super hot Memorial Day weekend, but the weather this weekend should be more in season. For Feel Good Friday, we'll have a high of 81 degrees with partly cloudy skies and some isolated thunderstorms. Now, on Saturday, things change a bit. Expect a high of 81 degrees with some sunshine here and there. And on Sunday, we're wrapping up the weekend with gorgeous sunny skies, picture perfect day with a high of 79 degrees. So overall, we'll have a nice weekend with not too hot and not too cool temperatures. I'm Shakira Denise with your DETV 3-day weekend weather forecast. Back to you, Matt.
Shakira, thank you. Switching gears now, Mayor Mike Przicki released a report on the tenants who were displaced a few weeks ago on the 800 block of North Adams Street. Due to serious structural issues and other code violations, the city declared the apartments on North Adams Street unfit for a habitation. The landlord, Adolph Picorni, was cited for 372 code violations and is now under investigation. This week, Mayor Przicki released a report on the status of the residents. It says the city and numerous partners are working diligently to find permanent housing for those who were displaced from their homes on May 16th. So far, the city and its partners have identified a dozen vacant housing units and another 19 that will be available July 1st. Since the day of their removal, residents have been staying at the Newcastle County Hope Center as well as local motels.
Bus drivers and public school transportation divisions can expect a boost in funding this upcoming fiscal year. The Joint Finance Committee approved increased funding for school bus drivers, maintenance, and other related expenses for fiscal year 2023. The committee voted to add $16.9 million to address the concerns of Public School Transportation Committee. $3.8 million will go towards administrative expenses. $1.4 million will go toward increasing the basic maintenance allowance by 30%. And the good news for bus drivers, $11.7 million will help increase the minimum hourly rate of drivers from just $16 to $21 an hour.
More good news coming from DETV as our station will be taking part in a statewide journalism collaboration. The Local Journalism Initiative of Delaware announced a new collaboration. It means local news organizations have partnered to improve access to high-quality news and information here in the first state. The collaboration will focus on differences in issues such as politics, class, and race, and will focus on how we can work together to address community challenges.
A new nurse has come to Christiana Care to help assist the hospital by making deliveries and perform non-clinical tasks. Moxie, a robot or cobot, is a part of a landmark grant from the American Nurses Foundation to help improve efficiency and give nurses more time to do what they do best.
Moxie is Christiana Care's newest caregiver, and Moxie is a collaborative robot, a cobot, that's designed to move equipment and supplies from one spot to another so that people don't have to do that.
This is our kiosk that we use to request Moxie. You can see what Moxie is currently doing, and then you can see what's in the queue. So if I needed to send something down to another unit, I would click Request Moxie for delivery. I would select whatever unit I may need to send something to, and then I just click Request Moxie, and then that request will be added to the queue.
Moxie works in 22-hour shifts and only needs 2 hours of charging time. There are currently 2 Moxie cobots at the hospital, and with the help of $1.5 million in grant money, 3 more will soon be making their way to the hospital.
As you see Moxie travel through space, the spaces here, people smile. They just naturally smile behind their masks. People light up when they see Moxie.
Still to come, we'll meet one of Delaware High School's 4 valedictorians. Yes, 4.
And DETV's own Chef Ruben won it big this week on national TV. How he chopped up the competition. Stay with us.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
The day I got arrested was a blessing because it was the end of one chapter of my life and it was the beginning of another. I deserved a clean slate.
Now that clean slate legislation has passed in Delaware, we must ensure that the bills are effectively implemented so qualified people will get the second chance they deserve. To learn more, visit cleanslatede.org.
Next week, Padua Academy, an all-girls Catholic school here in Wilmington, will honor not 2, not 3, but 4 valedictorians in the class of 2022. This is a first in the school's history. Arundhati Dole, Mary Catherine Dorsey, Esosa Endai, and Emily Maloney are this year's valedictorians. The young women will say that the honor reflects the sisterhood of Padua, which is an all-girls Catholic school here in Wilmington. The valedictorians say it resulted in an environment that helped boost each girl to succeed, even when they spent their junior year in lockdown due to COVID-19. We're told all of them earned great grades, were active in sports, charities, campus ministry, and school clubs. To choose its valedictorians, Padua measures what they call quality points. Those consider a student's GPA and the number of credits that they've earned. Congratulations to them.
And Governor Carney and First Lady Tracy Quillen Carney announced this year's Compassionate Champion awardees. The award recognizes individuals, organizations, and educational institutions across the state that provide trauma-informed services. This year's awardees include Dr. Terry Lawler from the Delaware Department of Education for Project Thrive, Arian Harley Emerson from the Choir School of Delaware, and Natasha Mullen of Milestone Consultants.
DETV's own Chef Ruben has made his way to national television as he is now a contestant on the Food Network's special edition of Chopped, Desperately Seeking Sous Chef. The show's first episode aired this week, and we couldn't be more proud of Chef Ruben. Born in India, Ruben was inspired by his mother and grandmother's cooking. Later on, this led to his career to many different states, and now host of Ruben's Indian Kitchen right here on DETV. If you want to learn how to make tasty Indian cuisines, you can catch Ruben on DETV every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. A local Wilmington woman is making it her mission to feed the community one vegetable at a time. DETV's Kaylin Pride has more on this heartwarming story.
Food is one of the basic necessities of human life, but over the past few years, food insecurity has been on the rise. That's one reason why a local Wilmington woman has made it her mission to make a difference in the community. Cecilia Rich is the CEO and founder of the Village Tree Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to being a resource hub for the community.
And so we connect people to various resources that they may need. And what we do with that to get them to come in, we started with the community garden. The common denominator to sustaining life is air, water, and food.
The purpose of the community garden is to help make organic fruits and vegetables accessible to struggling and challenging communities.
Right now, this garden is located in a food desert. So we make vegetables, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelons, strawberries, all kinds of fruits available for the community. We sell some, and then we also distribute them out throughout the community, not just on the west side.
The Life Health Center is a healthcare nonprofit in Wilmington that gave a donation to the Village Tree to help it continue to grow and thrive.
We want to do whatever we can do to play our small part in the community access and opportunity.
I can't control the air, can't control the water, but I can grow some food.
With DETV, I'm Kaylin Pride.
Kerwin Gaines is back with us with another edition of the National Minute.
This week on a National Minute, a new COVID medication soon to be distributed, and students protest regarding the tragedy in Uvalde, Texas. According to the New York Times, White House officials said on Thursday that they were introducing new models for distributing Paxlovid, a COVID-19 oral medication made by Pfizer, in an effort to get the treatment to more people and keep coronavirus death rates relatively low, even as cases increase throughout the United States. Fundamentally, what we're trying to do is get to a point where COVID deaths are largely preventable, and I think we're pretty close to there. Dr. Anish Jha, the White House COVID-19 response coordinator, mentioned. As of Wednesday, the United States was averaging more than 110,000 new coronavirus cases each day. According to the New York Times database, about 30% increase over the last 2 weeks. Outraged by inaction of lawmakers on gun violence, students from across the country held walkouts last Thursday in the wake of the brutal massacre in Uvalde, Texas, where 19 children and 2 teachers were gunned down at an elementary school. From Meridian High School in Virginia to El Camino Real Charter High School in California, students from across the country took part in walkouts to demand gun control measures, according to social media reports and local news outlets. At Oxford High School in Michigan, over 100 students walked out of class on last Thursday. The Detroit Free Press reported the school was the site of its own deadly shooting on November 30th, where 4 students were killed. In the last 12 years, 1 in every 4 victims of a mass shooting was a child. Lawmakers in Washington have stalled on passing any gun legislation through Congress despite mass shootings that have brought tragedy and devastation to an overwhelming majority of states in the U.S. For the National Minute and DETV News, I'm Kerwin Gaines.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, Nick Alessandrini is here with all your local sports. Stick around.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like, what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
The Clean Slate Initiative is a national movement to automate the clearing of records that block second chances for tens of millions of Americans. Now that Clean Slate legislation has passed in Delaware, we must ensure that the bills are effectively implemented, so qualified people get the second chance they deserve. To learn more, visit cleanslatede.org.
Congratulations are in order for Delaware State University as it won gold at the 43rd Annual Sports Emmy Awards. 6 DSU mass communication students, along with their advisors, won an Emmy for their short film, Once a Hornet, Always a Hornet, the past, present, and future of Delaware State University football. Their film shed light on the university's head football coach, Rod Milstead. The film follows his journey from being a student athlete at the university to becoming a Super Bowl champion with the 49ers in 1995. On top of adding Emmy Award winner to the list of accomplishments, the university also won the Coca-Cola HBCU Sports Production Grant. The $40,000 grant was launched last year and is also sponsored by the National Academy for Television Arts and Sciences.
Being Emmy Award winning is phenomenal, and being able to help be a part of presenting that $40,000 grant to the mass comm department at Delaware State University is great. but it felt really good to be able to set that expectation and have students want to be a part of advanced video editing and long form production.
Well, speaking of sports, Nick Alessandrini is back with us to give an update on sports here in the First State. Hey, Nick.
Thanks, Matt. We are at the pinnacle of our high school sports spring season as we begin the month of June. Baseball semis are set for Thursday night at Frawley. Girls lacrosse wrapped up with the championship down at Del State last week, and the softball state championship took place at the University of Delaware on Sunday. Let's start, though, with that girls lacrosse final from last week. Kay Penlopen and Coach Underwood looking for their 13th straight state title, the longest active streak on record since the Tattnall Hornets won 14 straight D2 cross-country state titles from 2004 to 2017. And another state title rematch here as these two teams met back in 2021. We're going to start this one early. Cape up 4-0, but Tattnall's Callie Clayton would net 2 goals, part of a 3-0 run for Tattnall early. Cape leads now 4-3, but that would be as close as it gets. Tattnall, for the second consecutive year, battled yellow cards, getting 3 early, including 2 on Lydia Colasante. So the Hornets once again in the championship, but playing a player down, and you can't do that against Cape Penlopen. Elizabeth Rishko with a nice game for Cape. She finished with 4 goals and 2 assists to pace the Vikings. Alexi Nowakowski scored 3, and Grace Wiggins and Kelly Bragg each had 2 goals. The Vikings earned their 13th consecutive state title with the 16-4 win. Cape hasn't lost to an in-state opponent since 2009. Now from Del State over to the University of Delaware, where our 2022 softball state championship took place on Sunday. A rematch of the 2021 state championship that featured Caravel and Sussex Central. That was one of the best softball championships we have seen maybe in state history. So what would round 2 give us here on Sunday? 2 sophomores on the mound, Sussex Central's Madge Layfield and Caravel's Casey Zanidis. Well, let's get started. Maya Jones and Tequila Johnson both would double early for Sussex Central. Knights up 2-0. In the second inning, Layfield struggling a little bit here when Morgan Moxley and Brooke Holdsworth would get back-to-back RBI singles, a big inning for the Bucks. Caravel surges ahead 6-2. Golden Knights, though, would answer with 3 runs in the third as Kaylee Verasco would single in 2. 6-5, Caravel still out in front by 1. Then Caravel adds one in the 5th, a 7-5 lead as we head into the 6th. After putting one across to cut the deficit, Kate Evick would drive one up the middle to tie the game at 7. So we're heading to bottom 6 when Brooke Holdsworth would start the inning with a double. A few batters later, Haley Greigo would rip a triple up the middle to score pinch runner Olivia Rexroad for the go-ahead run, and Caravel would do it again. They hold on in the 7th for a record state title number 12 and back-to-back state championships for the Bucks. We are still looking to crown our champion in baseball this spring, but we are down to the final 4. Number 1 seeded Cape Penlopen will meet number 5 seeded St. Mark's at 4 o'clock. That game is underway today here at Frawley Stadium. Cape Penlopen advanced with an 11-10 win over Sussex Tech in a fantastic ball game. Paris Mitchell had 2 hits, including the game winner in the bottom of the 6th inning. Austin Rue went 3 of 4 with 4 RBIs, and for the Ravens, Jonathan Stokely had 4 hits and 2 RBIs. On to the St. Mark's Sally's matchup. St. Mark's earns a 7-2 victory over their rival Salesianum on the road Tuesday to punch their ticket to the semifinals. Spartans fell behind 2-0 early after a John Dunyan 2-run shot, but were able to rally behind their pitcher Stephen Mann, who threw a complete game, allowing just 4 hits and striking out 6. Jameson Summerall had 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a run scored for the Spartans in the victory. And all those clips courtesy of Mike Lang and the great work he does over at the Dialogue and Delaware Live Sports. The Conrad Red Wolves, they took care of business in their quarterfinal matchup, an 11-1 win over Del Mar in just 5 innings. Joseph Malinowski went 6 innings, giving up just 1 run on 6 hits and striking out 5. Conrad had 14 hits in the game, including 5 players with multi-hits. Matt O'Connor went 3 for 3 to lead the Red Wolves and also stole 3 bases in the victory. Conrad will host Appo in the second semifinal game tonight at 7 p.m. at Frawley Stadium. So how did Appo get there? Well, by taking down the defending state champs. Appo defeated DMA 9-2 on Tuesday to earn their semifinal berth. The Jaguars had 13 hits in the win, led by Travis Peden, who went 3 of 3 with 4 RBIs. Evan Bolden also went 4 of 4 with an RBI himself. Aiden Deakins went 6 2/3 innings, surrendering just 4 hits and 2 earned runs while collecting 9 strikeouts, and Sean Bogan had a hit and an RBI for DMA. So we have our semis set for tonight at Frawley Stadium. A doubleheader again underway, first with number 1 Cape Henlopen and number 5 St. Mark's. That game got started at 4 and then followed up by Conrad, your 2 seed, and Appo, your 3 seed, at 7 p.m. You can catch all the action live on the NFHS network, powered by Delaware Live Sports. That's all for this week in your world of sports. Matt, now back to you.
Thank you, Nick. We'll be right back with DETV News. There's more after this break.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like, what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Welcome back. County Executive Matt Meyer officially welcomed guests to Newcastle County's Platinum Picnic at the Hockessin Athletic League. The annual picnic featured music, dancing, and a catered lunch, along with entertainment.
You know, for 3 years we've been waiting to have our 71st Platinum Picnic. Today is the day. We're having fun. Finally, as a community coming together, saying we can come together safely, have a good time. Seniors enjoying the time together, celebrating.
The event featured an expo area with local businesses that provide services to the 55 and up community. Over 500 people attend each year, and this year's theme was sock hop. And they had that line dance down.
They do have the moves.
They had the moves going. Good for them.
And it was a day of celebration for the city of Wilmington, as this year marked the 155th year of its annual Memorial Day Parade. The Wilmington Memorial Day Parade is the oldest continuous parade in the country. Before the parade, local and state officials held a memorial to honor those who died in our nation's wars.
And finally, whether class was in person or virtual, one recent Del Castle High School graduate has been commended by many on social media for her perfect attendance. Out of 2,160 days of school, Alora Fletcher has not missed one day of school in 14 years.
When I first started it was actually an accident. I just never thought of never not coming in. It didn't become a goal until senior year this year.
Del Castle High School's graduation was held earlier this week, and in the fall, Alora plans on attending the University of Delaware, majoring in digital media.
14 years.
That's amazing.
That's incredible. Can you imagine?
Not even taking a brain break day.
Right, I know. She deserves it before college starts,
That's right,
for sure.
She does.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of DETV News. I'm Matt Ford.
And I'm Lauren Wilson. Be sure to follow us across all social media platforms and check us out on our website at detvch.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.